Welcome to the Holy Yogi, where we honor the guru inside of you. Hello, beautiful. Hello, handsome. How you doing today? And if no one has told you today that they love you, let me be the first. I love you. And you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and each and every single one of you all over the whole entire world. But before we begin our fabulous message for today, this is what I need you to do. I need you to like, I need you to comment, I need you to scroll, blah, blah. I need you to subscribe and hit that notification button ding, 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 so you can get the up-to-date information on all the fabulous things that we have to share in regards to love, because it truly is a beautiful thing. And love, ladies and gentlemen, I can't stress to you, it truly always wins. So with that said, we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, and that is you got to focus on building yourself up instead of beating yourself down. Yeah, I used to always tell my clients when they used to come to me when I had my naturopathic practice for health and spiritual and mind, body, and spiritual healing, I used to always say to them, you don't have to worry about me beating you up. You do a good job all by yourself. And here in this place, there's no judgment. There's no criticism. There's no condemnation. We are here to honor, love, and support you. I'm too busy trying to focus on being on my program and my plan to even contemplate judging you on yours. Because when you really do understand the meaning of what loving yourself is all about, and when you get down to the frailties and idiosyncrasies that you have about yourself, it gives you the ability to have compassion for other people and their idiosyncrasies, because nobody is perfect. Nobody's going to do things the way that we want them to do them, and more importantly, we wouldn't want that. It's like different strokes for different folks. Everybody, what would this world look like if everybody was the same and did everything that we want them to do? I mean, there would be no life, there would be no stimulation, there would be no adventure. The art and the adventure is learning to accept people for who and what they are. First and foremost. Because, I tell myself, I can remember being a young person, and I can remember really realizing that first thing I did, look in the mirror. In the morning time, I would say, okay, my lips are too big, or that pimple over here. And, you always focus on first thing in the morning when we look at ourselves in the mirror, or what's wrong with us, instead of what is right with us. And if you find yourself doing that, you got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. And I had realized a long time ago, listening to that little voice within inside of me, I found out that I was criticizing and condemning myself. And then I would get upset when other people would criticize and condemn me for the flaws that I knew that I had. It's like, where did I hear that before? And wouldn't it come back to us that way? Because we're setting at that vibrational frequency. So people in turn around and tell us what we already been saying about ourselves. That's why you gotta laugh at yourself. It keeps you humble. It keeps you dealing with the reality. And it keeps you going full circle back to, wait a minute, before I can love other individuals, first I gotta love myself, because that would lessen the chance of me criticizing and condemning other people, etc., for what they say and do. Because sometimes, most often, what we see in other people is either a big seed or a little seed within inside of ourselves, because you can't recognize something that you're not, right? If you knew it, I always tell people you would do it. If you know who you are, who you really are, remember, who are we really? We are goddesses and God made manifested in the human flesh. And when we realize that we're goddesses and gods and witches and angels and wonderful spiritual beings and ancestors. When we realize who and what we are, we understand that we're love and we're compassion and that we're honest and that we're trustworthy and that we're giving and that we're caring. And anything other than that, we're cleverly disguised as, not the angel. Let's put it to you that way. I'm going to still put a positive light on it, okay? Our angels ourselves. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to really sit back and I really want you to focus on if things aren't going right in your life, it's only a reflection of you're not loving yourself. Another thing, once again, back to my naturopathic practice, by time a client came to see me, I would always say to them, by time you come to see me, it's a reflection of, usually they would come to me for health reasons. That's what most people deal with. It's a reflection of you're not paying enough attention to yourself. You're not loving yourself enough. You're not taking time out to do the things you know you need to do for yourself. And most likely, a lot of my clients were women. So they were not eating the right type of foods because they were rushing to get to work, to take care of the boss. They were rushing to get their kids together, to take care of the kids for school or, off to their job or to their, family and friends and loved ones, as far as, I'm talking about the kids got kids, you know what I'm saying? And so in turn, they rush and they eat, something quick and fast at McDonald's or Mickey D's, McDonald's and Mickey D's, same place, or at another fast food restaurant, etc. So they're not eating right. So they're neglecting themselves there. And then they're too tired and exhausted. They come home from work after working overtime and doing something for somebody else. They don't have enough time to go exercise that they know that they need to do every day. And then with the exercise and they're tired and exhausted, they're not, getting their hair done or doing their hair. I don't believe in people going out getting their hair done because that costs a lot of money. I'm trying to get us to save money so we can buy the right car, etc. Whenever, because they're not eating right, and then the other key thing, they're not getting enough sleep. So, and they're stressed out because they got to pay the bills and they're taking care of the whole entire family. So by the time they come to me, we're talking about they've got high blood pressure or they're overweight. And when you're overweight, what is that? Cholesterol buildup from eating the wrong foods, etc. Once again, we're not loving ourselves, ladies. And gentlemen, you find yourselves within that one. But that's the reality. So that, just those basic little things, once again, we're focused on caring for everybody else and we're not caring for ourselves. One of the key things about breast cancer, which a lot of women have, is that they've been milked by everybody. They've been, and I don't want to say that people are genuinely taking advantage of them, but they are allowing people by not setting their boundaries, by not saying, yes, this is what I can do, no, this is what I cannot do. I always say to women, you're afraid to say the N-word. And I mean the N-word of no. No, I cannot pick you up. No, I've got to spend time sitting down eating my food and taking my time doing this instead of focus on cooking and cleaning for you. And then when we even have our little bite to do, those little crumb snackers, our kids come up and say, can I have it? And normally what do? We give it to the kids. Nope. I've learned to love myself, set my boundaries, say, no, I could do this. Yes, I could do that. And I want you to learn to do that too. Because once again, it's a reflection of loving you. Nobody can't take advantage of you or abuse you or mistreat you without your consent, without you participating in it. So the moral of the story is, I want you to really get back to the basics. I want you to build yourself up and stop beating yourself. I just want you to realize it's so important. I want you to wake up every morning. I want you to look in the mirror first. And I want you to say how magnificent you are, how beautiful you are, before you start focusing on the pimple to the left side or the wrinkle to the east or the west. I want you to really get back into the basics of being your best friend, being your number one cheerleader, being your number one lover. Yep, unconditional love. And once again, it's not being conceited. No. Where you're boasting about yourself. No. It is becoming a more centered self. It's getting back to the basics of realizing that you're your most important person. You know, like they say in a plane ride, when you're going up in the air, first put the oxygen mask on you first. You gotta take care of you first. Love yourself first before you can get out there and take care of and love everybody else that's out there in the world. And yes, I'm talking to ladies more than I'm talking to gentlemen, because we're coming down, getting closer to Mother's Day. Need I say any more moms out there? Take care of yourself. Love, honor, and cherish yourself first and foremost. Make sure you do that me time. I make sure I get 3 to 4 hours of me time every single day, so I don't feel run down, drained, and exhausted throughout the day. I'm able to handle being a mom, being a businesswoman, being a chef, being a barber, and all the other hats, and even a witch every day that I wear. And I want you to do the same thing too. So with that said, let's say our meditation for today. I love myself. I love who and what I am. I'm going to spend oodles of time honoring and loving me the way that God honors and loves me each day, with fresh air, sunshine, clothes on my back, a wonderful home to live in. As I know God is caring for me, I am going to care for myself. I'm going to eat the right, healthy foods for me. I'm going to spend quality time in the gym to keep myself strong, build my bones and my muscles so that I can walk tall and be flexible and strong. I'm going to make sure that I spend just the right amount of money so my bills can get paid on time. I have good credit, and at the end of the day, I have a great retirement plan so I can live my golden years on a beach instead of working at the Golden Arches. I love myself. No more victim, blame, shame, game. I'm going to be the love of my own life. Thank you, God. Amen. Ashe. Peace. Hetapu. Namaste. You have a